All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Akos. I'm the CEO of Airtime, an autonomous discovery platform turning user calls into product insights. Today, I'll be talking to Paulo about the use cases of AI in product management. Paulo is the head of product operations at Cofidis, which is a global financial service provider. More importantly, he also has 10 years of amazing product management experience, not to mention that he's been experimenting with AI and use cases of AI in product management. So I'm really, really curious about his expertise and what he distilled from his experiments. Couple of technicalities. All of you who wanted to join us through LinkedIn, there is a technical problem with StreamYard. So if you see this, please tune in through StreamYard or Airtime's YouTube channel. Those are the two places where you can watch this discussion. Now, if during the discussion you have any questions about what Paulo said, you want to pick his mind, just leave the questions in the comments. I promise they won't be forgotten. I will pick them up, and latest in the Q&A part, which is in the last 15 minutes, I'll make sure that you get to pick Paulo's mind and we throw all your questions at him. Second thing, both of us are on LinkedIn. If you have any questions that pop up after the session, anything that you want to go back to and discuss with us, that's the best way to connect. I'm going to post Paulo and my LinkedIn links in the chat in a second. I think those were the most important parts. How about we kick it off, Paulo? What do you say? Are you ready?
Let's go. Let's go. Thank you for the invitation. It's I'm glad to be here. Let's start our journey in this webinar.
Amazing. Thanks for coming. Why don't we start with just sharing a few things about your background? What should we know about you? About your product career, and maybe a little bit already like a sneak peek into what you've done with AI so far.
Okay. So my background is computer science, and then I spent 15 years in the digital advertising space, having worked at Publicis, Aves Media, and Y Group. Then I enter into the product space also. I've been there for 12 years, working across various industries, including tech, pharma, advertising, e-commerce, and finance. That includes my previous life as an entrepreneur. So I start 2 e-commerce startups. One failed, the other one fortunately got sold. And at this time, I gained valuable startup accelerator, frameworks, way of doing things, met incredible people all around the world from the product companies. I was fortunate enough to be at MIT and, for instance, in Amsterdam, the startup bootcamp. So very fortunate to being on this journey. I also, at the moment, have the opportunity to teach at top business schools, product management and product innovation. And more recently, I'm the head of product operations at a big finance company. And there I'm contributing to the creation of a product culture in the company and accelerate the adoption of the principles, best practices, and of course, eventually product management frameworks that allows as teams, as a company to build and improve existing products, always focusing on creating value for both the business and for user. And now my journey with AI, right? So I started 7 years ago, where I did a little experiment project back then in the digital advertising agency. We had more than 30 clients running digital ads on different platforms, and we were running e-commerce sites, and all these AI teams were popping up. And okay, so can we leverage something like this? Understand the users, understand all these campaign data, tens of millions of data points. Can we extract insights and optimize campaigns? After a journey, we eventually adopt BigQuery, MongoDB, campaign managers. So the lesson learned, it was a big mess back then. AI was not accessible. We eventually have found high costs for data storage. It was very, very expensive to hire data science to help us. And we found that we had very high costs for processing all that data. And then I were accompanying that trend, but only when ChatGPT came out. From day one, I was hooked, right? Like the several millions of people on that moment. So I start, to understand if the Gen AI could optimize my life, from planning trips to, okay, what about work? Right? Can I optimize? Can I, you know, uh, put some of these tasks here? Can I get value? How can I get value out of that? And then I start to study prompt engineering, how to prompt, how to the Gen AI understand me better. And then I learned the concepts about autonomous AI agents that several people talk about it, and
Yeah.
think the future we are going there. And then I start to create my custom GPTs when the custom GPTs feature was added on OpenAI. I start to write super prompts for real use cases. I start to use that as my coaching, not only for product managers but for my students, not only for helping them to complete tasks quickly, but also to onboard complex context. And I think we are going to focus on some use
Yeah,
cases.
let's
Yeah.
we're gonna dig into that, but before we do so, so you were like, let's say, an early adopter, and you experimented whenever something came out. You experimented with ChatGPT.
Yeah,
Um,
a
just
brand
the
new
the
product with this adoption is crazy. Let's go. No, it's a product. We have to be there. We are in the product world, right?
Of course, and I love this approach, and I think this is a general phenomenon with product managers that they're very open for new tools and new solutions, and I think curiosity is one of the most important human traits. So
Yeah.
this is like an ideal combination of what I love in people and product managers being curious by default. I meant to ask you one thing though. Just the other week, I saw a survey by Lenny from Lenny's podcast, and in this survey, he asked product managers how often, how frequently they use a chatbot, primarily ChatGPT. And if my memory doesn't fail me, 57% said they're using it daily. And what I'm curious about though is it something that is gonna it's going to hold? Are we going to continue using it, or is it a hype which is going to it's still linger around? I'm not saying that AI Gen AI is going away, but is this hype going to like smooth and dampen a little bit in the future? What's your thought on this?
I think it's a combination of two, right? So yeah, it's a hype. Everyone talks about it, and we want to be in. We are permanent product managers on discovery mode, right? So continuous discovery, as Terza Torres puts it. So yeah, this is a hype, and we don't want to miss the big wave. But Also, as we understand and are engaged with these new tools, technology, we are seeing that this represents a significant shift in product management, and how can we drive innovation and efficiency beyond the novelty phase. So that's my view. As I was talking, I think we are now mostly on the discovery phase. So while we see the increasing adoption of AI tools almost every day, right, that are coming to the market, we also see a deeper integration of these Gen AI in daily operations. And I see with my eyes how this is reshaping how teams work. And even how can we accelerate productivity. So I really believe that AIs could achieve a sustained impact, while probably can continue to revolutionize product management, enhancing capabilities, for instance, in data analysis, customer insights, and operational efficiency. I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's my take on that. So it's the two.
Yeah, so almost like the internet, no? Like 30 plus
Yes.
years ago, just changing the way we're working and penetrating all aspects and areas of our lives. Um, Paulo, the main theme today are use cases, AI use cases in product management, and I'd like to take the opportunity to jump into that
Yeah, let's go.
and ask you that. And I know you have a lot of use cases,
Yeah.
but I'd like you to ask you to pick a few and just walk us through how, like, a particular problem or a job of or a task of a product manager. What is the difficulty in there, and where do you see Gen AI helping them?
Okay. So thank you for that. So I really think on these points, I have here two goals, right? So one is to help the product managers in their daily work, and also help the product managers in the continuous learning. On the first one, as a PM, their daily work involves endless meetings, aligning with stakeholders, conducting and doing user interviews, managing backlogs, prioritization tasks, analyzing product data, syncing with leadership. You go crazy with that. So the outcomes that I see that we can leverage GenAI are reduce time spent on repetitive tasks and produce high quality outputs. Okay, so we can train these models, or can program autonomous AI agent, to perform tasks like the best one, right? So you have to give them the super prompt, and then feed them with examples, and from those boundaries you can generate high quality output. Second one, about the continuous learning. So in order to stay informed and update, we need continuous read, see podcasts like yours, understand, and always trying to think how we could apply these new concepts, frameworks, practices, whatever, to improve our productivity and advance in our careers. Okay, so I see two outcomes here of using Gen AI for in our benefit, is to accelerate learning, and I apply here a concept that is called the second brain. I'm using Notion, but you can use other tools. This is the concept brain. The concept of second brain is from Tiago Forte. It's a very popular book at the moment for not only for our industry. And the second one, so the first one is accelerate learning. Second one is identify and focus on most valuable new concepts for my current role. So I see every day on LinkedIn very good product people. They have their insights, their thoughts, the use cases. So I'm overwhelmed every day. So what does it make sense for me to help me to solve my problems at the moment? And if I see my career where I want to be in 5-10 years, how can this leverage, how can this help me to get there? And the third one is, okay, with all this amount of information, how can I take this in order to make better informed decisions? Okay, so let's see.
As we're going through these
Yeah,
categories,
yeah,
do you have anything that you could like share, or a concrete
yeah.
example that you could walk us through, so it's a we have like a bit more visual aid, or
Of
like a
course,
concrete story that we can take afterwards?
of course. And disclaimer: I'm going to use a tool that I'm been working with a couple of product people that are very enthusiastic. So this is
Sure.
citing Peter Diamond is okay. Next billion company can be done with 3 people. Let's see. But okay, disclaimer: this is just a test. We are on discovering phase, and what we did is to build a front end with our prompts on the background. Okay, so
Yeah.
I hear 5 topics. Okay, so the first one is okay, everybody needs a PRD, but a PRD for me or for you can mean different things. That depends if I have an idea, if I have a request, it's a new feature, it's a new product. Okay, so how can I don't know how to build a PRD, or I need help in order to improve. So we are focusing on that. Also, user stories. User stories in delivery side when you are um, on product companies or feature factory on big corporations. Okay, you need to have user stories prepared with acceptance criteria that are used for doing tests. So can we help product managers, delivery managers, or product owners, or whatever is crafting the user stories? And then concepts that are complex on our world, right? So when are you introducing dual track? So for teams that do only deliver, and then you come up with okay, let's do dual track, let's do discovery. But what is the discovery? Okay, we have here a couple of approach, like opportunity solutions. What is that? So can be a very abstract, and then this is a good way to onboard, to see new examples, and to interact with these agents.
Yeah. Yeah.
OKRs. Everybody hates OKRs, but some set of
Is there anybody who likes it? I've never met.
well, I think okay. First, it could be more complex. It's like a measure. To from top down, everybody wants to know if I'm performing, but it's also a tool of alignment. Okay, and it's a tool that can focus teams to the real problems that I want to solve for my business and for my clients or my users. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can also navigate here with how can I set OKRs, and then the old but still valid the pirate metrics from David McLeod. There are frameworks, so there are framework. It's very important in order for me to understand what is the user journey, what is the flow, where are you missing some points, where it's usability, it's a feature that I need, it's like a communication. So that's very important. Okay, I'm going
Okay.
to share my screen and do a
Yeah,
live.
let's do that, because I'm I hear the keywords that I picked up are like user stories, OKRs, opportunity solution trees. And I know from Teresa Torres's book what the output should be, or the end result. I'm gonna put your screen on the stage. But walk us through how do we get there using AI?
Okay, so Teresa Torres doesn't like the AI to do that. I understand her point of view. I understand also when I do product coaching, the opportunity solution trees. It's a when you master, it's a very powerful technique in order for us to be aligned with the business and discovery opportunities for the users and understand what potential solutions we should build. But it's very complex onboarding people. So basically, what we did is like a front end. You have here cards, and each card is an autonomous agent. Okay, so what we try to do is introduce this concept. So here you have like a window with examples. Okay, and then let's start. So give me an example. Sorry, give me an example of PRD. Okay, so it's like
so this is what we're seeing here. It's a tool that you put together with your colleagues, which builds on top of ChatGPT, right?
Yes, it's OpenAI. Yes, with the prompts. So, what's the difference of doing that directly in Gemini or ChatGPT? It's the secret is the prompt. You could build yours, right? The prompt and the examples. Okay, so you have to say, okay, you have here an examples. Okay, so and this is an app that is illustrative. An AI driving career coach app. So we have a narrative goal. So this is a good example of PRD. But then you can interact. Then on this you can save doc, and then on this doc you can add more things. I'll be there. Okay, so this is this is here. So this is a sorry, chat. Okay, so this is still a little bit confusing. Again, we are just putting this on our time at the weekend. Okay, so this is a way for onboarding people in creating a PRD, and then you can interact as you can interact on. No, sorry, this is the chat. Okay.
So just bear with me on a second on this one.
All right.
So what I see here is a standard document, right? It's standard like a user story has a standard format. Yeah. And am I right to say that whatever has such a standard format and structure in terms of document, that is something where Gen AI can be really helpful, given that you can either write an amazing prompt yourself or find people who did this for you. In this case, Rose Up.
Yes. We did that. So, but you can interact, right? So if you have more information about your product, you can interact, and as ChatGPT, it will, it's an agent that is focused on the creating PRDs, and will help you get in there. Okay, and then you can save, right? Okay, so this is one use case. Okay, so another one is So another one is this is the PRD as you are crafting the PRD. You'll get you'll get user stories, right? So so I'm going to
let's look at user stories. I think that's a very common use case that PMs face.
For instance, you have user stories here, or you have sometimes you don't have user stories, but you have like the user experience step by step. Okay, so you have here agent that is where is this? User stories with the BDD acceptance criteria. So it's basically a format that you write user stories in that typically format. As a user, I want I need this in order to get there. Okay, but then the acceptance criteria is written in a format given when then that
Yeah.
will help your QA to prepare the automate tests. Okay, so. So let's input here a potential feature set. Here you can, copy your PRD, user journey description, or potential feature set, and it will give you this output. Okay, so these stories.
Paulo, just to give me a sense, if I wanted to, like, if I just went to ChatGPT,
Okay.
how how much time did you put in coming up with the prompt that you have? Because I'd like to get a sense whether if I'm a PM
Yeah.
thinking of using the tools, does it make sense to do it directly in ChatGPT, or does it makes more sense to work with specialized tools? Like,
I think it's the two worlds, right? So if
yeah,
I want to to create value and automate tasks, specialized tools are appear, and you can go there. But essentially, I need to learn, right? I need to learn how to do my prompts. So the first prompt like took 80 hours, something like that, because
oh God,
because prompt engineer, I was there. I bought some courses. Then I was following some YouTubers about it. But then you have like your framework. It's not copy paste, because then you are a domain expert, and so you are basically giving the rails to your, and they are defining your bot, right? So your AI. So yeah, but it's good. It's a good investment
hmm
in my perspective. So okay, so here you can interact on the chat is the same. So this is using OpenAI. On the background. So now, for instance, okay, I have here's the stories. I can validate and interact. For instance, one thing that people want is that I can share, save document, and share that with my team. I can copy the link. Not yet. We don't have like a collaborative document, but you can share and send the URL to your team members, and they can copy and put it on Jira or something that on other work management tool. All right. So
yeah,
another one. It's very confusing. It's opportunity solution trees, right? Okay. All right. So here, this prompt took like 80 hours developing, because I wanted more. I want to extract value. So not only the description in terms of text, but can we export it on a graphical?
yeah,
And then I was okay. That can be with Mermaid Code. How can we do that? Oh, okay. Teams use Miro. Okay, can we do that on Miro? And yes, okay. So again, this tool. So my first focus is to onboard, to teach people, and very simple onboarding process in order. Okay, this is a opportunity solution tree. This is the master. She speaks about it, and you get
yeah.
three outputs. You have here an example. Okay, so again, when I start, give you can input your specifications. Okay, so what is your business goal, your product outcome? So it's
Yeah.
important, and it's mandatory in order to create a good OSD. Create, interact. Okay, so one thing that Teresa refers, I 100% agree. You cannot use this and not do your work of interviewing users. You have to capture that, that pains. Use a tool like of your startup in order, to recording the calls, to aggregate the insights and check the patterns and the feed here. Okay, with that,
Yeah.
yes, I can then automate and boost my productivity with that.
Yeah, that's also what I wanted to say. That's my primary impression, that all that manual documentation that the product managers used to do, like be it in Excel, Google Doc, or another tool, Gen AI can pretty much take over that. And what you still need to know your business goals, right? And as you said, you still need to talk to customers, you still need to be able to ask the questions, but you don't have to spend time anymore to put it in that particular format.
That's it. Depends. What are you optimized for? What are your product goals? Right, and then okay, you have here three outputs. Okay, the outputs are globally more a breakdown. Okay, that you can see the experiments. So, for instance, it's very complex because typically you have a product tree, right? And then your product designer can perform several activities. So he's responsible for, is this usable, and also is it value with product manager. Then you have your tech lead in order this is feasible, and also the product manager. So you need to do a lot of experimentation very fast, and then this tool can help you. Okay, for product designer you can do this, for product manager you can do that. Okay, so it's again, it's a good starting point. And then okay, I need to visualize that on a graphical. So you can ask these LLMs to generate a mermaid code. So mermaid code, you can go here and import.
Oh wow! And then you can put it into Miro.
Yes, or you can use this. This is a free tool, diagram, and then
Yes.
yeah, here you can, okay, you can edit. Okay, so edit, or yes, you can go into Miro and you have a plugin. Okay, where is the plugin? Yes, here, mermaid diagrams, and then you can import. Okay, unfortunately at this moment you cannot edit, but okay, but you can interact. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I think it's a matter of time that these diagrams can be interact here on Miro. All right, so here you can
Wow.
see the prioritize. See, so this is the your prompt that did these prioritizations according to your user needs, some prioritization criteria. Okay, so what is the opportunity that we are going to test, and what type of experiments can we can move our team faster. Okay, so this is the OST again. So it's in my experience, it's a complex context in order to onboard. Another one is the OKRs.
Oh
Are you
yeah.
ready for the OKRs?
OKRs. But so this
Yeah,
is a novelty for me, by the way. If we can stop for a second,
of
that you
course,
can
of course.
use ChatGPT, or in this case your tool,
Yeah,
to
ChatGPT.
visualize
Yeah,
to visualize the output, or
yeah,
at least
yeah,
produce a code
yeah,
that you can easily just copy paste into
yeah,
either a free
yeah,
tool or Miro to
yeah,
give you an instant visualization, in this case of an
yeah.
opportunity solution tree.
Yeah, it's called Mermaid code. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Cool.
Python code. Mermaid is used for diagrams. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
you have on your prompt to say that, okay, these opportunities link to your outcome, and then do this cascade. Okay, so you need to put that on the prompt, but then the output is that. Okay, and sometimes you get errors. You have, okay,
Got
please
that.
correct the errors. This is not working. Okay, so but yeah. So that's why this prompt took me like 80 hours It's not 18, it's 80 hours, produced, refine. So some of these prompts
Wow.
are not mature yet. So what we are reaching the community to help us and give feedback, is it's good for you or not. So this is not still a product, because I always think a product as okay, can the product have life for itself, or can we pay the costs for itself before it's not a product? Okay, and then the OKRs. So I forgot to mention, but we see this as like a cycle of the product. So you can start or have strategy, then you have discovery, product development, and product growth. So we are trying to fit these bots, these agents in one of these rows. All right. Okay. So setting product OKRs. Again, okay, you have here the father of OKRs, John Doerr, and this is a video from a TED Talk. So, and we mentioned also the book. So an example. Okay. So again, if you don't know how to do OKRs, you can go to the examples, copy paste, and then it will output. It will generate an output for you, and then you can interact. Okay.
Yeah, got that. Paulo, I have a question on your experience here. What are there any use cases where you weren't satisfied with the quality of output, and where you thought like, AI may not be there yet to be really helpful, and I have to do as the old-fashioned manual way or other way?
Yes, of course. So yeah. So um, I would think that okay. So shall I stop my screen?
Yeah. Let's come back to the audience.
Yeah. How do I stop sharing? Okay.
I did that.
Okay. So if the audience wants, they can test this product. It's free at the time, so it's okay. All right. So
Cool.
yeah. Answer
So
to
things
your
with the places where AI falls short today, and
yeah.
I see the value. I see the use cases. So standardized documentation. Just some keywords that stuck in my mind: visualization and saving a lot of a PM's time on this tedious documenting tasks.
Okay. So your question is where AI is there is a dominant sentiment about skepticism. Is that it?
It's like I can use airtime as an example. So my our tool, it turns user calls into product insights,
Okay.
and
Okay.
we're also using LLM models in the background, and there are certain things that it's good for, and other things they start to fall apart or not produce high quality output if they're asked in a certain way and not forced in a certain output.
Yeah.
Um, and I was just wondering that as you were going through these use cases for product managers, if you bumped into any use cases where you think, well,
Yeah.
guys, you can experiment out there with ChatGPT, but it's not going to solve it for you now.
Yeah, definitely. So maybe one is understanding human emotion and empathy. Okay, recognizing
Okay.
and responding to others' emotion, both verbally or non-verbally, right? And then changing the perspective, seeing things from someone else lenses, eyes, okay, to understand their feelings. So that's what design thinking teaches, right? Empathize, okay, and then
Mm-hmm.
building relationships with stakeholders, right? Who the person or the company that nailed this will be millionaire, right? So how can we? We cannot. No. So this is where good product managers and good product leaders excel, right? Building relations with stakeholders, building trust and rapport with key stakeholders, actively listening to their needs and concerns. Also, the ethical dilemmas. We are going to a very complex phase, as you know, from OpenAI. A lot of stories about it is identify and analyzing ethical issues. Okay, we are humans and we should do that, not machines at the moment. Or I don't know if machines are going to get there. Making fair and just decisions aligned with ethical principles is Teresa Torres and Marty Kagan talk about the risk number 5, right? Ethical risk. And then strategy. Okay, we can be helped with these tools for putting things in perspective in order to make better decisions, but they are not going to take these decisions for us. You need to gather and analyze information to make smart decisions and think about the long-term impact of those decisions. That depends what type of company, what type of product, what is okay. If I am on a company that has 10,000 people and AI is going to replace half of the team, what I'm going to do with those people, with people. Okay, so how I'm going to give opportunity for these people to be also using their skill and their talents, to generate impact again. And then leadership. So, sorry.
No, I just wanted to say that your point reminded me of this comparison with the internet. No, it seems like when back in the days when I wanted to learn about something, I had to go to the library and dig out a number of books. There was no search engine in there, so I had to go for the table of contents or ask people where to read. And then the internet arrived, and all of a sudden, finding what is relevant for me became a lot faster. I still have to do the thinking, and I still need to know what I would like to learn, and the strategic end goal.
Yeah,
But the heavy lifting is done by AI.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also, leadership. I think it's not still okay. You can have a master autonomization to orchestrate other ones, but leadership, inspiring, motivating teams, motivating people in order to reach common goals. Be worried about their mental safety, creating positive and supporting work environment. I think we are not there, so this is a space for humans, and I think that these points are the most relevant for me at the moment.
Yeah, I see that we're running late on time, and I have a couple of questions in the among the commentaries. So I'm just gonna throw them up. There's a question about the concept of second brain. This is something that you mentioned earlier on, and I was wondering if you could elaborate a little bit on what that is.
Okay, it's from Tiago Forte. How can I put here the note? Tiago Forte. It's a Brazilian that lives on the Tiago Forte. How can I add? Okay, here chat. Okay.
You can either post it in the comments, or I can send it around. I'm gonna send a newsletter anyhow to all participants.
This guy is this is a great content, and the ways of thinking that okay, you can resume, no, not resume, but okay, you can do that also, but it's like we can keep information on the digital second brain and retrieve when we need it. Okay, so he is very good, and it's very actionable. How he thinks about it, and you can use. I used to use on Evernote, and then I'm using on Notion. But you have another great tool from Google now. It's Note LEM also it's like a second brain with AI from Google. It's still on also this experiment project. Okay, all right. I think that's answer, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just see. What else do we have there? We have a question about your tool, about the documents that you generated. Is there any way to share them with your colleagues?
Yes. You have there on the top share document. Yeah. It's a link. Yeah.
I think this is like a very important point in general, because
Yeah.
you need to be able to somehow pass it on or export it to like
Yeah.
another
Or
tool.
you can copy paste. Basically, what we did is we are using an open framework in order to generate the doc there. It's like a Google Docs. So, but you can copy and paste it to your tools. So it's open. Okay.
Okay, amazing. I think we're with that. Okay, so if you're interested about the tool that Paulo put together with his friends, I see that the link to it is roseup.io is already in the chat.
Okay. Thanks.
So feel free to check it out. I think what's important for me, like key learnings that I picked up, is that AI and ChatGPT can be used to cut the time that a product manager has to spend on documentation of fairly standard structures. Let's say user stories. Where it falls short is anything that requires empathy or human connection to colleagues and stakeholders.
Yeah.
Now, we're at the end of the session. A couple of things I wanted to share. Also, for everyone who joined as like a token of appreciation, I'm gonna put in a secret promo code for airtime. If you want to hop on and check out what airtime does, how it turns user calls into product insights, you get a 25% discount. It's valid for 2 weeks. You can use it or not use it. I'm super happy that you were here, that you listened to us, that you were active, and I'm really grateful to the audience. And I'm equally grateful to you, Paulo, to show like all the work and thought that you put into how to use AI and also where it can get you when you use AI in product management. So appreciate that, and I hope to follow your journey and see where it's leading.
Thank you, Akos. I also, love to meet you and really love your product. I think your product makes sense, and probably how can we integrate it with our tool, or at least export the concepts here, or copy paste or something? Yeah, that's a huge time saver. All right.
Sweet.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a
Thank
lot
you.
to you, Paulo, and thanks to everyone in the audience.
Thank
Wish
you.
everyone a very nice evening or rest of the day. Take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.